Hello and welcome to a prep and pack with me. My husband and I are leaving in about a week and a half and we will be spending 6 days in New Orleans. My husband and I are both in the groom's party for a mutual friend of ours, so we are heading to New Orleans for a bachelor party. The bachelor party itself is a 4-day long weekend, but my husband and I are going 2 days early, partly to prevent some potential travel issues, but also to make sure that we get a little bit of time to enjoy the vacation on our own and see any sights in the city that we wouldn't be able to with the bachelor party. So the first thing that I need to do is add everything that I need to do to my planner. Like my planner shows, the main thing that I wanted to get done today is our packing list. Before I can start my packing list, I think that I need to know a little bit more about what the weather is going to look like on our trip. So because I'm about a week and a half out, in Apple weather, and I think a lot of other weather apps as well, only go about 10 days out. So unfortunately, I won't be able to see exactly what the weather is going to be on our trip, but I can get an idea of what it's kind of looking like. Obviously, it's hot. Dang, that is very hot. I grew up in California, where obviously it's quite warm. I also grew up in a valley, so the temperature would regularly get over 100 degrees. What I'm not as used to yet is heat plus humidity. I'm definitely more used to a dry heat, so I'm a little nervous. And it also might rain, but still be very hot. If anyone wants to give me any advice on how you're supposed to deal with such hot rain, I would really like that, because where I grew up, it didn't rain during the summer. It only ever rained during the winter, and obviously even then it wasn't that much rain. So I'm used to, if it rains, you put on a lot of clothes, you wear a rain jacket, you wear boots, whatever. This whole like, it's hot out and now it's raining, but I'm wearing sandals. What do you do? What do you do? Someone tell me, I have no idea. But I also need to know if we get a checked bag or if we are carry-on only. We booked this flight with Southwest mostly because we had points to use, so I was able to get my flight for $22.40. And it looks like we get 2 bags fly for free. So we can do a carry-on or a checked bag if we want to. I'm also a little bit curious how long the flight is going to be, because obviously the length of the flight is really going to impact how much stuff I want to bring onto the flight for entertainment. 3 hours and 15 minutes. Not the longest, but also not the shortest. So I never start a packing list from scratch. I always just look back at like a previous one so I can get the basics and just edit rather than having to start completely anew and then possibly forget something important. It's so hard because I don't know exactly what to expect for this trip on the day-to-day, and when I go visit family at this point, I don't bring a lot of makeup. I just wear kind of like my everyday makeup. This is like a bachelor party. Like, we're going to be going out to dinner, we're going to be going to the bars and stuff, so I feel like I probably put a lot more makeup than normal. I think that this is good. Okay, so it is now Saturday, and we have done basically nothing this week to prepare for the trip. And we leave in 3 days, so it's time. One thing that Jordan and I did get around to doing this week was doing laundry, but we are still putting some of the laundry away, and we have encountered an issue. The issue is that I have too much clothes, and I don't have enough hangers for all of the stuff. Obviously, this isn't something that is imperative when we're trying to pack and get ready to go on a trip. However, one thing that we do need to deal with is a bag of donations that we have. It actually is in the way of Luna's food, and so we want the pet sitter to be able to very easily access her food if needed. So we need to get that donations bag out of here, and in my opinion, it just makes more sense to go through everything and make sure that we have like one trip to the donations box and not several. So that's what Jordan and I are gonna do now. The clothes that we have right here on the bed and also on the nightstand right here, those are the clean clothes that need to be put away, and then we're gonna make piles of stuff that we want to donate.
This is life with a cat.
Also, by the way, Jordan and I are wearing
Mr. and Mrs. shirt.
Jordan and I are wearing our Mr. and Mrs. Well, this actually doesn't make any sense now that I think about it.
Why?
The fonts don't match because...
Oh, yeah.
So I made these for our honeymoon. I made us both a sweater and both shirts. And so the font on each matches, but I'm wearing the sweater and he's wearing the shirt, so they don't match each other.
Why are you wearing a sweater right now? Aren't you like 1,000,000 degrees?
I wasn't. I am a little bit now. I was a little insecure.
Girl, don't be insecure.
Okay, so this is what we came up with between the two of us. Most of it's mine. We moved the donation stuff into a box so that Jordan can take it to donate on Monday. We also put away the rest of our clothes. I had the exact amount of items left over. I had 2 hangers, which is perfect. One for the shirt I'm currently wearing and one for the sweater that I was wearing earlier. So that means every single item has a hanger or fits in the drawer. It's perfect.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
I just got back from hanging out with my friend. We went and got our nails done. We also went and had Thai for lunch. Honestly, it's been an especially challenging week for me. There's just been a lot of really stressful work stuff this week because it's the end of this fiscal year, it's the end of the school year. We're also understaffed. And I'm training a whole bunch of new people. And I think all of those things combined right before I'm about to be out of town for 6 days has just been a lot for me. I haven't really been in the best place mentally, but it was definitely really nice to get a chance to see a friend and have someone to vent to and who is also in my field, so she gets, at least to some extent, you know, kind of what I'm going through at work right now. When I walked to meet up with my friend, I also had a chance to call my father for Father's Day, and he opened up the card that I sent him. It was a taco card that I had made in my last video. I made this taco card for 4 different dads in my life, and my brother-in-laws came and didn't have a mouth anymore. And so when my dad got his, I was like, does it have a mouth? And he was like, oh yeah. And then apparently later they like touched it and the mouth like started falling off. Anyway, it is time to get packing.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
We are definitely not 100% packed, but we are much closer. Looking at my list though, I do still have some things from yesterday that I didn't get around to doing, which was basically putting books, TV, and music on my devices so that I would have more than enough things to entertain me on the flight. First, I want to make sure that I have enough to read on my iPad mini. Also, for those of you who saw, I think it was my 2nd or 3rd ever video, I was literally talking about how I needed to get a new iPad mini case, and I did. I think my husband bought this for me, so thank you, Jordan. I only use this iPad mini for reading, literally nothing else, and that is partly because it's from 2016 and really isn't functioning well enough to do anything else, but I do want to make sure I have books to read. Right now, I am reading the 2nd book in a series. So the first book was called The Housemaid, and now I'm reading The Housemaid's Secret. I loved The Housemaid. I read it so fast. And this was coming after reading a whole bunch of John Marr's books, which I also really, really enjoyed. I don't know, there's something really sad about reading such a good book because once it's over, you never really know when you're going to find a book that sparks your interest as much again. So I was really excited when I found The Handmaid because it was so good. It looks like I actually already have another Kindle Unlimited book on my iPad that I forgot I downloaded. It's a Colleen Hoover book. I've actually never read any of her books, but I have heard really good things about them. A lot of them, unfortunately, are not on Kindle Unlimited, which I just have a free trial to, by the way. I do definitely want to take advantage of reading things that are on Kindle Unlimited, so maybe I'll just read that. I don't need more books. There's no way I'm going to read more than one. I am almost halfway through The Housemaid's Secret, though, and I only started reading that on, like, I don't know, like Friday. I do want to make sure I at least have a second book. I think I'm done with books. Okay, so I'm a big liar, and as soon as I stopped recording, I found like 2 other books that it was recommending to me, and I was like, sure, let me add that, sure, let me add that. So yeah, I did that. But also, I just remembered that I had gotten an email from the New York Public Library recently saying that a book that I wanted to read was available. I do need to download it because they only hold it for you for like a few days, and I don't remember when I got that email. Shoot. I don't have any titles on hold, so I'm wondering if I missed my chance. Let me see. As of Thursday, it said, if you don't borrow or reschedule your hold within 3 days, your hold will be canceled. Wait, it's been exactly 3 days. Oh, at noon. At noon. I just barely missed it. I guess I'll put a no hold on. It's available. I can just borrow it. You know why it's available? Because I didn't borrow it at 12. I also need to pick some things to put on my iPad. Don't know exactly what to download though. So I'm just looking through my list of things that I had once said, like, yeah, that sounds interesting. Problem is I don't know. I don't remember what most of those are. You know, that looks like it could be interesting. Sure, let's download it. After that, I worked on my stepfather-in-law's birthday card, which I needed to finish and mail out before we left. Good morning. We leave in about 2.5 hours. I guess it's time to finally get packing what is currently just sitting in a pile on my living room floor.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on.
Jordan and I just finished packing the luggage and the backpack. The only thing is that I marked off that I packed my iPad, but it's also my planner, so I can't actually pack that right now. It's about 11, we don't have to leave till 12. We have like about a half hour left of a show we wanted to watch, so really we need to finish what we gotta do within the next half an hour so we can spend at least half an hour relaxing and watching our show. So Jordan, why don't you start setting up the kitty camera and I'll go through the fridge. We'll do just a little bit of vacuuming and then we can relax. Right here. So I know that I said that we were gonna vacuum, but we're actually not gonna vacuum. Honestly, normally when we travel, the day that we're like finishing up packing and all that stuff, Luna usually hides. But today she just happens to be out on the couch and not hiding, and the vacuum makes her hide. So we're just not gonna do it. And we have about 45 minutes before we need to leave. We're just gonna sit down and try to relax, finish our show. We're watching Love and Death and just do a little bit of relaxing before we have to head to the airport. I think that this about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Good morning. Great. Thank you. Oh, did I fill some of those way too far back? No, I didn't mean to start recording. Well, I guess I'm recording now. But this angle is not so great. You can see like her feeder and stuff.